Alright guys, so I just finished clearing out my restock today inventory. It says I still have one left, but it takes usually 10 to 15 minutes for that to actually populate before it goes back down to zero. Excess units, it says I have 9. I'm not really going to touch on that, but basically those are units that are low traffic or low conversion. You can either run a promotion or you can lower the price. A lot of times I just recommend like matching the lowest price just to get rid of them. That way you can break even. Um, know your buy cost, know your break even price. Excuse me. Know your break even price. That way you know you're not going to lose money on a book. The best thing you can do is just learn what books you can and can't make money on. This book here, as you can see, I'm probably going to lose a little bit of money on. It's actually come down in seller rank a little bit. I'm at a 9 million rank. This type of book is why I've pretty much instituted a lot of the rules that I have to where I can avoid long-term storage costs. I can avoid losing money on a book. As you can see, it doesn't meet the rule that I currently talk about with $10 profit per million. This would actually have to be $90 sale price or higher. Actually, $90 profit or higher, so probably in the neighborhood of about $105, really, if I'm going to look at making any money. But the other piece that I want to talk to you guys about is stranded inventory. Now, stranded inventory we all deal with. It says I have 6 books in stranded inventory. As you can see, these books here, a lot of them say create removal order or listing closed. These are books that either got past your listing software that you were able to add to your inventory without being told that you're restricted, or at some point you were restricted, or they gated you on it, or it is a book that for whatever reason there's a problem with them receiving it or something wrong with your shipment, and they move into the shipment status of stranded. I recently had an entire shipment of books go into my stranded inventory due to a listing error on Amazon side. So if that happens, don't freak out. It's always best to contact Seller Central through your Amazon Seller app. The ladies and gentlemen there usually work pretty diligently to kind of help you out. Sometimes there's a language barrier, but try to communicate a couple of times. And in my experience, if you don't get the answer you desire, then hang up and call back. It never hurts to actually call back. A lot of times, what you'll find is it's who you get, not necessarily what you know. But with that said, if you hover your mouse over where it says create removal order, it says right here that I am not approved to sell this, and they're currently not accepting new applications. So that brings me to my next point. There are a couple of resellers out there, namely Reezy Resells, who's been doing it for about 15, 18 years. Really big name in the business, very reputable. I currently use him to send my restricted inventory there to reezy.biz. I'll put a link in the bottom of the description of this video. The one requirement that he has is that there's at least $10 profit on there to split with you. So he, I believe, is doing 50-50. You really can't beat that option. Another reseller that I used in the past, Avery, who goes by Romer the Roamer, is also doing the same thing. They're unrestricted for popular textbooks, so anything that you're restricted on that you can't get rid of, feel free to send to one of those guys. I've recently moved over to Reezy Resells for the majority of my textbooks and things that I can't sell. However, I do still send stuff to Romer. Either way, guys, if you're restricted in textbooks or restricted in your materials, feel free to send it off to one of those guys. They're really good. They've been in the business for a while, so pick your poison, right? Never bad to have a business partner in this business. With that said, I have started a business partnership program. So if this is just a little above brow and you don't necessarily want to get into the ins and outs, you feel too overwhelmed, it's too much for you, you can feel free to partner with me for all your other inventory that's not restricted. Rest assured that anything that I am restricted in will most likely go to Reezy Resells, which he'll split 50-50 with you. I won't take a cut of that. But if you partner with me for the other books, I split 50-50. What that means is I cover all the overhead of maintaining the account, repricing, sending you Scout IQ so you can scout your books efficiently without having to make a buying decision. I'll add you to my team. You'll use my triggers. It's absolutely the best I could possibly do. Plus, I'm there with you guys in the trenches. Feel free to DM me with any kind of questions. So, without that shameless plug there, I'm going to move forward. To get rid of your listed inventory, you've got a couple of options. In my case, I'm going to refresh the Stranded Reason first, which I've already done earlier today, which refreshed after about 15 to 20 minutes. And told me that I'm restricted. So the books that I can't do anything with, I'm going to go ahead and check the boxes. In this case, there's 4 of them. And I'm going to check those boxes. And then I'm going to go over here to action on all 4, which is going to allow me to act on all 4 of these rather than going over here to the right-hand side of the screen and doing them one at a time. And when I do that, I'm going to, well, they changed it up on me a little bit. So I'm not going to do that. Bear with me. I'm going to have to do it one at a time. So I'll click on this one and I'll click removal order. And then that'll take you to this next screen. This is where I'll be sending my inventory to myself, or I can dispose of it. And if I dispose of it, it grays out my address. And by graying out my address that I'm using, it's going to just destroy the book. Do not click dispose unless you want to destroy the book. It's a book that maybe you want to create a removal order for that's over 6 months old, or you want to just remove it because there was an error or you misconditioned it and you don't know that you can go up. So let's say the book was designed that has a flaw that was supposed to be acceptable condition and you listed it as very good, right? You read the description of acceptable wrong, or you didn't read it, and then upon learning that it should have been listed as acceptable, you can't obviously get that book back. So you can remove that order if you can't meet that listing requirement. Or if it's just stranded in this case, you can go ahead and hit 1 and then hit continue, and it'll create that removal order. I am not going to destroy the book. I'm going to remove it to myself. So then I'm going to hit 1. And the reason I'm going to hit 1 is because the sale price is $27. The profit is definitely not going to be $10. Most likely it'll be like $8, so I'm not going to be sending it over to Reezy or Avery. I don't want to clog up their inventory with stuff that maybe they can't sell right away. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and continue. And this is going to generate an order for myself. So this is the order ID. Is the address and all that, standard shipment. They're going to cost, I think it's 50 cents for a removal order. They're going to send that to myself. And then I hit place order. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Just rinse and repeat that process for all of your books that you want to get rid of. It says order was successful. I can then return to my inventory. I can do something different on this page. I can go back into my stranded inventory by hitting this logo up here. And it takes me back to the home page, and then I can go back into stranded. And it still says 6, but once it updates, it'll say 5. As you can see, the restock inventory finally cleared out. Now it says 0. So it just takes a few minutes for things to clear out. But that's how you handle stranded inventory, and that's how you handle SKUs that you don't necessarily have to restock. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me directly. You can follow me on TikTok at the Money Badger. You can hit me on Instagram at the.money.badger. I got a Facebook group now, so it's a really active community, really engaging. That's the Hive Mind Bookseller group. I'll link everything below. But if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. And if you're interested in that partner program, happy to help you there. Also, consider checking out my mastermind. I've got that at patreon.com/themoneybadger. I've still got a few slots open. Give you one-on-one time for consulting. If you do have questions about your business, you can reach out to me directly via phone or text, along with a few other benefits there. I look forward to catching up with you guys in a little bit. Check out for more videos, and like and subscribe, guys. It's going to help me with that algorithm. Hit the little bell so you get notified when I post a new video. Appreciate your time, guys. Thanks again.